Got close the other day, though. Niles Canyon still closed.
Welcome, Evan Branning. Welcome to
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It is 4 o'clock. We have a quorum. And so welcome to our meeting of the Board of Directors for the Livermore-Amador Valley Transportation Authority today, January 9th, 4 p.m. We'll start our meeting with calling to order and ask for a roll call of members.
Director Branning.
Here.
Director Brown.
here.
Vice Chair Hernandez.
Present.
Director Josie.
Here.
Director Kick is absent. Director Testa.
Present.
Chair Halbert.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Very good. Thank you. Item 3 is meeting open to the public, a chance for members of the public to make comment on any items on today's agenda or not on today's agenda. Any public comment?
So I didn't receive any public comment via email. However, we had a hand raised in the attendees. So let me go ahead and promote them so they can talk.
Hi, this is all right.
So you have 3 minutes to do your speech and it will start now.
Thank you. Hi, this is Kelly Abreu. I did submit a public comment just moments ago to the executive director of this organization, to the chair of this meeting, to former council member, to Councilmember Nahrum, to Councilmember Branning, to Mayor Melissa Hernandez, and a large number of other people on this list. LAVTA has received a lot of money, millions of dollars from the state, and is funneling it to build a white elephant parking garage in downtown Dublin, California. Now, this acreage is owned by the county, but $35 million are going into this, and it's supposedly convertible to apartments. But of course, since they're putting in all the expensive stuff like the electric chargers for the cars on the ground floor, it makes it, more difficult to convert the ground floor, and you wasted a lot of money there. They already have 3,000 parking spaces right next door to the proposed parking garage, and they broke ground. There's a great picture of them breaking ground on this in 2018. Right before the election. It was October 2018. It was designed to be an election stunt, like to get votes for the November election. They had the mayor of Dublin lined up. They had a state senator. They had a county supervisor. They had a state assemblywoman, and they had the mayor of Dublin, all lined up holding shovels. Now, what's wrong with building a parking garage? Well, at that time, the parking garages were full and need more parking. And why is LAVTA involved? Well, LAVTA is pretending to to fund this as if it were a bus rapid transit system down the middle of the freeway to take commuters off the freeway. Well, things have changed since 2018. We've had a little pandemic. Actually, it was a big pandemic, and it caused massive changes in ridership. Foot traffic in U.S. cities has declined enormously in almost every city. BART traffic is down 65%. 65%. BART has no hope of recovering. This is a white elephant. This is a waste of money. This needs to be stopped, and LAVTA should not be involved as a money launderer to fund this thing and destroy downtown Livermore or downtown Dublin. Thank you.
Any other public speakers? Seeing none, we'll move to the consent calendar, item number 4. Is there a motion to approve the consent calendar, or any questions, comments, or items to be pulled and discussed?
So moved to approve the consent calendar.
Hernandez will second.
Are there any members of the public wishing to speak on item 4, the consent calendar? Seeing none, we'll call for the vote.
Yeah, there were no other comments. So let me go ahead and do the voting. Director Branning,
Aye.
Director Brown,
Aye.
Vice Chair Hernandez,
Aye.
Director Josie,
Aye.
Director Kick is absent, Director Testa,
I'll abstain from the minutes. Aye.
Chair Halbert.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Very good. Thank you very much. Item 5 is a resolution recognizing outgoing members, and Bonanno and Narum. Let's see. Chrissy, would you like to do a brief report?
Sure, Chair Halbert, happy to do that. Before you today is our 2 resolutions appreciating the services of our former board members, Pleasanton Council member Kathy Narum and former Vice Mayor of Livermore, Gina Bonanno. I can read the resolutions if the chair prefers, or we can just take action. I do not believe either former Director Narum or Bonanno are present today.
May I just ask, are we planning to maybe mail them a printout of this? We should sign, make it something that they are proud to have. I don't think we need to read everything. I'll just accept a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second by Brown.
Very good. Just for the record, I'll say that both council member and Director Narum, council member and Director Bonanno did a fine job. Their services highly regarded and greatly appreciated, and we're thankful for them, and we'll get them printed copies and signed, some suitable for framing to them. And so we'll take the roll call vote then. Any members of the public wishing to comment on the service of Narum or Bonanno on this item? Carla Brown, go ahead, Director Brown. Yeah.
If I could, it was an honor to serve with both Vice Mayor Bonanno and Councilmember Narum. I appreciated both of them asking really good questions. They read their packet, they were prepared. And since it was the first time Vice Mayor Bonanno sat on our board, she asked excellent questions and really made it a true effort to learn as much about the organization so that she could be a leader on this board. So it was a pleasure to serve with both.
Yes, agreed. Very good. Thank you. Any other comments? Or seeing none, I'll call for the vote.
Yes, Director Branning,
Aye.
Director Brown,
Aye.
Vice Chair Hernandez,
Aye.
Director Josie. Director Josie,
You're on mute.
Sorry, aye.
Director Kick is absent, Director Testa,
Aye.
Chair Halbert.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Very good. Item 6 is a resolution of the Board of Directors of the Livermore Amador Valley Transportation Authority appointing committee assignments for year 23. I note that we have 2 council members. They've already been sworn in, commissioners rather, already sworn in. And so we don't have to swear in any new commissioners, but they will be recommended for appointments to boards in this next item. Director Wagner, Executive Director Wagner, would you like to make a brief staff report?
Yes, happy to do that, Chair Halbert. Staff is recommending that incoming Director Testa fill former Director Narum's seat on the Finance and Administration Committee, and that incoming Director Branning replace former Director Bonanno on the Projects and Services Committee. That concludes my report.
Okay. The rest of this resolution then, which talks about the chair and vice chair, is that part of this item, or is that the next item?
That is just in your attachment 1 to your staff report, item number 6. That is just a reiteration of the
Okay.
resolution that was passed in July of 22, reflecting who the current chair and vice chair are for the committees. We have not made any changes to that. The only change in this resolution is replacing our newest board members with our outgoing board members and their former committee appointments.
Very good. With that said, any discussion or motion?
I'd like to move that council member or committee member Julie Testa take the position on the finance committee. Good luck with that one. And that Evan Branning takes the chair position for projects and services. And I think there was something about the I-680 also.
Next item.
At that next item. Okay, I'm reading ahead. All right, I'd
Okay.
like to make those motions.
I'll second. I just wanted to add with regards to just be consistent with Kathy, being from the city of Pleasanton and then Gina being from the city of Livermore, that this is probably the best way for us to do it in order for us to be just consistent with the rest of the term.
Very good. Motion's been moved and seconded. Is there any public comment on this item?
There is one hand raised. I'll go ahead and promote the person. You have 3 minutes to speak. Your time starts now.
Yeah, this is Kelly. I'm not sure if I'm, since there was mention of 680, I'm commenting on Innovate 680 agenda item.
Next item.
That'll be on the next item. It was a mistaken comment. We're on the item before that. So with that, we will take the vote on item 6. Roll call vote.
Director Branning,
Aye.
Director Brown,
Aye.
Vice Chair Hernandez,
Aye.
Director Josie,
Aye.
Director Kick is absent, Director Testa,
Aye.
Chair Halbert.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Very good. Item 7 is staff recommendation of the LAVTA board to appoint Julie Testa as the alternate member to the Innovate 680 Policy Advisory Committee. Do we have a staff report for this one, Ms. Wegner?
Yes, there is a very brief staff report in your packet, item number 7. This is, I think, as Vice Chair Hernandez mentioned in the previous item, this is, we are replacing former Director Kathy Naram. She is the alternate on the Innovate 680 Policy Advisory Committee. We are recommending that incoming board member Testa replace former Director Naram on that committee. And with that, I can answer any questions.
Any questions of staff? Motion to be made?
So moved, Josie.
Second, Brown.
Very good. Any public comment on this item?
Yes, we have one hand raised. Let me go ahead and promote the person. You have 3 minutes to speak. You can go ahead and start.
Okay, thank you. So this is Innovate 680 promotes an integrated approach to redefining mobility and addressing the increased congestion on I-680 through several key strategies. Well, I live in Fremont, California. That's outside of your district, but 680 cuts right through Fremont. And Fremont has a lot of experience. Everybody here has a lot of experience with 680. By the way, there's not increasing congestion there. It's a lot less congestion than it ever was before. I remember a lot of congestion, and we live in a paradise now, and an Eden of wonderful 680 performance. But when we talk about 680, right through Pleasanton, there's a plan now to widen the freeway. We've already done that in Fremont, but by adding HOV lanes, and you're going to do it in Pleasanton. Now, if you read the New York Times recently, you'll find that there was a 710 freeway in Los Angeles that got canceled. They wanted to widen it. The one to the Harbor Freeway over there, it's way far away from UCLA, but I know it well, and so does a lot of people here. They canceled that widening because of induced demand. Widening freeways does not reduce congestion because it draws in extra traffic. And one of the speakers on that was Tony Tavares. He is the director of Caltrans. The potholes on 680 are horrendous, just like the potholes on I-84 through Dublin, through Livermore and Pleasanton. And I hope that you don't build more potholes into these freeways. Our quality of freeway construction over there over through Vallecitos Road is horrendous. And finally, I'd like to point out that both in Fremont and in Vallecitos Road, especially over the Sinol grade, we need to have multimodal transportation corridors. That means buses, that means bikes, that means pedestrians. In Fremont, it is illegal to walk over the Sinol grade. There is no frontage road. It is illegal to walk through the Niles Canyon Road today, not just because it's closed, but because pedestrian traffic is banned from Fremont to Pleasanton every single day of the year. And when we pump more money into these freeways, we innovate 680. We need to innovate the bikes, the pedestrians, and the buses, not just widen more lanes. Thank you.
Very good. A motion's been made and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Director Branning,
Aye.
Director Brown,
Aye.
Vice Chair Hernandez,
Aye.
Director Josie,
Aye.
Director Kick is absent, Director Testa,
Aye.
Chair Hubbard.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much. Item 8 is approval of modification number 4 to the MV transportation contract.
Thank you, Chair Hubbard. I will take this one. Good afternoon, board members. Staff are requesting that the Board of Directors take action to approve modification number 4 to our contract with MV Transportation, Inc., implementing various financial incentives that were put in place to help address driver retention and recruitment challenges brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic. Approximately 2 years ago, in response to declining workforce levels, LAVTA staff worked with MV Transportation staff to develop a series of financial incentives, which are detailed in your packet, attachment A to staff report number 8. These financial incentives were put in place to address declining workforce levels, challenging recruitment and retention, and to really maintain reliable peak-oriented service, which really is our school-focused service. As our commuter market has really changed throughout the pandemic, it has become more important that we preserve our new peak service, really, which is our school routes. This total contract amendment before you today has a budgetary impact of approximately $200,000 through the end of this current contract at the end of June 2023. And just briefly, I'll give you a high-level overview of what these incentives are. Again, the details are in your packet, and staff is here to answer your detailed questions. Some of the financial incentives are that LAVTA pays 50% of a sign-on bonus for new operators. About a year and a half ago, that was a $1,000 sign-on bonus. And we've increased that to $3,000 last year, again, to try to encourage more applicants to apply for operator jobs. We are paying a retention bonus of $250 per quarter for operators who have no unexcused absences and who have 0 accidents. We are also paying for a guarantee of 8 hours of work a day for operators who currently work split shifts and whose pay time falls beneath 8 hours a day. We are bringing them up to that 8 hours. And also we are paying for standby hours to pay for drivers to come in on their days off and be ready to operate school-focused service in the event that that is needed. That will conclude my report, and I am happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions from members of the commission, recognizing Chair Josie? Commissioner Josie.
Thank you. You can keep your chairmanship, Chair. My question is, if you could just mention a little bit about how the budget is absorbing the 200,000, where that's coming from and how we're working that out.
Sure, thank you. I'm going to turn this to Tamara. So Tamara, do you mind answering that question?
course. I'm fine with answering that question. So when we did the budget, we used a formula based on MV's projected recruitment of drivers to increase our routes back up to what they were pre-COVID. And we'll just say that because we don't have drivers, those routes are not increasing where they where we would like them to be, where we projected them to be. So we are going to come in way under budget on purchase transportation, even with this additional cost. And some of that cost actually was spent in last year's budget because some of these incentives go back quite a while.
Any other questions, Commissioner Brown?
Yeah, what's her name? Yeah, that's me. So Executive Director, are you working with MV to come up with creative solutions, ways to maybe tap into Las Positas College for students that are looking for a part-time position that are adults and could qualify as drivers? I was thinking Uber drivers. I just wondered, is there an organization like a placement agency that can help on some sort of commissioned or a bonus program to get our drivership up? I'm just out of box thinking on your behalf. I know you have an experience at Samtrans. If you can bring that to the table with MV, I completely will support the idea of hiring bonuses because I believe in that, especially in the situation we're in. But this will be an ongoing problem if we don't find another way to bring on new drivers. I wonder if you could comment, please.
Yes, thank you for that question. I'm happy to comment. I don't have the solution. I think it's a reckoning that the entire public transit industry will be facing with our wages. But I think the Las Positas College being in our backyard is a great connection. And I am looking forward to meeting with leadership at that school to see what, if anything, we can do. There are also apprenticeships. We can look at opportunities with our high schoolers. So I do think, the wages will be a real thing that I think this board will reckon with when we put our next fixed route transportation contract out for bid. We have one more extension year on the current MV contract. But in the meantime, I will continue to brainstorm, think creatively, and look at how we can market, really promote what it is to be an operator and the benefits and really giving back to your community. That was working at Samtrans right before I left. It was really that messaging piece.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments from the commission? With not seeing any, I'll ask for a motion to approve this modification number 4.
I'll move.
Hernandez will second.
Any public comments on item 8?
I did not receive anything via email and I don't see any attendees with their hands raised.
Call for the roll call, please.
Sure. Director Branning,
Aye.
Director Brown,
Yes.
Vice Chair Hernandez,
Aye.
Director Josie,
Aye.
Director Kick is absent, Director Testa,
Aye.
Chair Halbert.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much. Item number 9 is a contract award for Doolin Radio Tower Generation Installation. Staff report.
Hey, good afternoon. My name is David Massa. I'm the Senior Fleet and Technology Management Specialist here at the agency. And we're requesting that the Board of Directors approve Resolution 5-2023, authorizing the Executive Director to execute an agreement between LAVTA and James Day Construction to install an emergency standby generator at the Doolin Tower site. To give you a little background on this, we've had the AVL system here at LAVTA deployed since 2001. And at the Doolin Tower site, there is a radio along with the server and some networking equipment that depends on uninterrupted power to be able to track and communicate with our buses effectively. When the power goes out, we can't see them. None of the apps work. Our dispatchers are forced to go back to the old days where they communicate via a call on the radio. And since 2019, PG&E has instituted what they call public safety power shutdowns, or PSPS for short. And over the past 3 years since they've implemented that, we have lost power at that site for up to 5 days on numerous occasions. And this is very disruptive, not only to the way we do business, but to the public at large, because they've come to depend on their apps to plan their trips, to see when their next buses are coming, and et cetera. And it also increases our phone volume at our call centers, because instead of relying on those apps, they turn to the old days where you pick up a phone, call, and say, hey, where's my bus? The problem with that is we can't tell them where their bus is. We can only tell them where we think their bus is. So as of last year, we decided to look into this. We explored numerous options. We even thought of solar. And unfortunately, the footprint of where we have our location at the site is so small that solar was not an option. So then we began looking into generators, and not wanting to deal with the hazardous materials implications of diesel, we agreed to go with a propane generation system. This is a standby generator. It only turns on when the power goes off, and then it automatically shuts down when the power comes back on. And we have consulted with the city and the fire department regarding this, and everything seems to be in line. And we put it out for bid. We had 3 people show up to do walks. We walked the property, and they've all placed bids. The lowest bid we received was for $125,743.76. That is all inclusive. That includes the equipment, the installation, the permitting, everything, soup to nuts, including a 15% contingency. I'm open for any questions you might have.
Any questions from commissioners? Commissioner Brown.
It's my day for questions, I guess. Thank you, Mr. Massa, for your presentation. You said you looked at many options. I appreciate you looking at solar. Did you consider a relocation of the dual-end radio tower to a location that has more consistent power source?
You know, that's one thing we didn't actually look into. We really honestly don't pay rent there in exchange for the area that we occupy, the space on the tower itself. We give a specified amount of free ride passes to the city of Livermore to be distributed to low-income housing. I'm not positive exactly how many off the top of my head, but basically we get free space. So no, I did not look into relocation.
Okay, you know, I have heard that people are going, oh, the city of Livermore, city of Livermore gives out free passes on Wheels Bus. And I said, oh, really? Now I know how that happens. Okay, I'm not here to reshuffle the location. It sounds like it's been well planned, but I just wanted to make sure that was considered as a potential option. And so was solar. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Any other questions from commissioners? One question I have, Mr. Massa, the breakout of the equipment versus the installation and any brick and mortar expenses that we have to house this, what's the rough breakout? I mean, it seems to me that a backup generator doesn't cost that much. So is a lot of it installation?
A lot of it is installation and removal of cement padding that is there, along with additional costs. Everything has just gone crazy this last year. The engineer's estimate was roughly 50% of what came in. And we went with the low bid, so everybody else was even worse.
Our original budget for this was very close to this cost.
Exactly, we were within $1,743.76.
So we have the funds and need to do this. No other questions. Any public comment before we take the vote?
Sorry, can I do a follow-on question if I may, Chair?
Of course you may, Commissioner Brown.
Thank you. David, so I assume this is some sort of fuel run. Is there an indicator that it's that it's out of gas, or when you need it, you're going to have the fuel there, or will it have evaporated? what's the power source of this? And if it is, how do you fuel it?
Well, what we're doing is we're going with propane. So there's no gasoline or diesel involved. So what we've asked for and received bids on are 6 40-gallon propane tanks. So the engineer's estimate was that these could run for 7 days continuously without running out of fuel. So at the end of 6 days, I would go up there and swap them out. The reason we went with 40-gallon is because they're actually portable. The larger sizes are not portable, and the geolocation of this tower site, there's just no way we could get a large pump truck up there to fill like a 100-gallon tank.
Okay, and you don't want to put it on the new bus site, the new bus wash or anywhere here by Wheels. You need it up to where it's at on Dooling Canyon Road.
It needs to be on top of a hill.
Okay.
To get the maximum radius of coverage we can with one site.
Thank you.
I could go into more detail, but
No,
yes.
that's good. I got it. Thanks.
You're very welcome.
Commissioner Josie.
Thank you. I know we don't want to be too much in the weeds here, but I know we've done a few hydrogen fuel cell backup generators for exactly this reason, for power safety shutoffs in Dublin. Was that a technology we looked into at all?
No, basically for price. When you get into hydrogen, it just gets exponentially more expensive. And honestly, I don't think something as small as what we are going to use is available in hydrogen. I would have to look into that to give you an honest answer.
Okay, we did them for street lights for our because they can go for 5 days at a time for our critical intersections in the event of PSPS. But I'm perfectly satisfied. I was just curious whether that had been looked into or not, given that we're building hydrogen infrastructure.
Thank you. That's an excellent question.
Commissioner Branning.
Thank you. Just really quickly, do you know the rough lifespan of this project? How long will it be till it needs replacement?
We're anticipating 10 years. And that's with frequent use.
Very good. Any other questions or comments? I certainly hope this backup generator, which we hopefully never have to use, but is available if needed, will last longer than 10 years, but we'll see.
Yes.
And who knows, 10 years from now, hydrogen and many other energy sources may come available. I note we have one public speaker on this item.
Yes, let me go ahead and promote the person. You have 3 minutes. Your time starts now. Did you hear me, sir? You have 3 minutes for your public comment. You can start now.
Hi, this is Kelly again. Yeah, when we talk about backup power as a, that's a very technical issue. And when I heard this idea of solar, I nearly burst out laughing because I thought that solar doesn't work at night and people might want to operate radios at night. So then I decided, well, maybe I should Google it. And I found out that that generators are a commonly used technology, but most standard power systems that are for cell phone sites, they use lead acid batteries, very commonly used. But also there's a mention of hydrogen fuel cell technology, kind of like on those choo-choo trains, the Valley Link, sort of like that. But I guess they're doing that on cell phone towers too. And then there's the generators. So yeah, when you're looking at all these alternatives, I wouldn't throw out any red herrings, the solar idea, because unless it's solar with backup batteries, but there's no need for solar because you do have a power source. People who have wires running electricity, carrying power to their sites, they don't use solar. They rely on those wires and the grid electricity, and they use that to power the batteries. So I really think maybe a little bit more broader view of all these technologies and a more technical, solid technical explanation would be called for. Thank you.
Okay, was this item moved yet? I forget.
I think so.
Okay, who wants to move this item?
I'll be happy to move the contract for the backup generator for this tower.
Hernandez will second.
Okay, very good. Roll call vote, please.
Director Branning,
Aye.
Director Brown,
Yes.
Vice Chair Hernandez,
Aye.
Director Josie,
Aye.
Director Kick is absent, Director Testa.
I'm late. I'm here.
Oh, she just popped in.
Sorry.
That's okay.
But yes,
Okay, Testa is aye.
Chair Hubbard,
Aye.
motion passes.
Thank you very much. Item 10, Executive Director's Report. Ms. Wegner.
Thank you so much, Chair Hubbard. First, I want to say Happy New Year to everyone. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season and that you had a safe and happy New Year. Mother Nature has given us a run for our money with all this precipitation, which we did a great job over the New Year's weekend, really responding to various localized flooding. Big kudos to our operator, MV Transportation, and Tony McCauley in our call center, who were on point for updating the website and responding to customers who wanted to know where the bus was. So just wanted to recognize staff there and our contractor. Also want to extend a very warm welcome to our newest board members, Director Testa and Director Branning. I'm very much looking forward to working with you and would love to get you out to our admin facility in Livermore and give you a tour so you can see where all the magic happens, because there is a whole heck of a lot of magic that happens here. And I'd love to go with you on a bus ride at some point if that excites you at all. So just in your packet, you have a one-page written summary of some activities that we've been working on over the month. The first I'll report on is your ridership is still going up, albeit very slowly. We did see a slight bump up in the month of December compared to November. We are still challenged with being about 35% below pre-COVID numbers, but again, are still seeing a faster ridership return on weekends, which is really consistent with what I've seen across transit industries in the Bay Area. We are still challenged with our workforce numbers. I know Tamara mentioned that in an earlier staff report. We are working very hard to get the operators needed to restore all of our pre-COVID levels of service. So unfortunately, we're not in a place to add more service right now, but we will be working with our contractor and setting a goal to try to get a certain number of operators onboarded so we can restore additional frequency to the network. I've been here now 1 month and 4 days, so I am still working on my 90-day onboarding plan. I've had the pleasure of meeting with quite a few number of our board. Thank you to those of you who I've met with, and I have a few more meetings coming up this week. I'm also reaching out to the Tri-Valley city managers and looking to schedule meetings with the city managers and the mayors if they're available. I have a meeting with leadership from Alameda CTC scheduled with Hacienda Business Park. I'm trying to get on Kevin Sheridan's calendar for Valley Link, and just also trying to connect with all the neighboring transit agencies. I've been meeting with staff here to just get to know everyone, to reacquaint myself with what everyone's working on. And I am working on proposed goals for myself for the 2023 calendar year, which I'm hoping to bring to this board in a closed session at an upcoming board meeting, hopefully in February. And after feedback from you on my goals, I'd like to trickle those down into work plans for the staff that we can put into place. And my last update is I am gathering proposals from executive coaching firms and am expecting to put a contract into place this month. Pivoting now to the region, the Metropolitan Transportation Commission is moving ahead with the Regional Network Manager business case. So this business case for the Regional Network Manager was born out of the Blue Ribbon Transit Recovery Task Force. And it really focuses on the development and oversight of a regional transit system that has integrated services, fares, schedules, customer information, common wayfinding, and whatnot. This is important because MTC has developed a proposal for this regional network manager and are hosting a transit board forum on the 12th at 4 p.m. So this Thursday at 4 p.m., board chairs and vice chairs from all the agencies in the Bay Area will be invited to attend this forum to learn about this proposed regional network management framework and functionality. So I have registered, even though I'm not on the board, I've registered, and I will send the invite or in the Zoom link to Chair Haubert and Vice Chair Hernandez. Hopefully you can attend to learn more. Again, I will be there and we'll be listening in and can bring this back to the board for an information item at an upcoming board meeting. Your annual Dial a Ride customer satisfaction survey, we had a change in contractor this year. So I just wanted to make a note to the board that you will receive that, that report in March. It will go to your February Projects and Services Committee instead of your January. So there's a 1-month delay there. And lastly, your shared autonomous vehicle project update. I have been spending a lot of time understanding the status of the SAV project. And I am putting together a comprehensive project update that I would propose to bring to the board as an information item, either in February and March. This would include a history of the project to date, including everything we've accomplished in the phase 1 portion of the pilot. Also the roadmap for phase 2, what to expect and when, what are the milestones, anticipated benefits and costs, as well as risks and challenges. I've been working with our newest staff member, Nate Barreras. He is our capital projects manager, and he's now becoming an SAV expert. So he's fabulous. And I will just note that we are making good progress on all existing projects associated with the SAV project, including the design of the mobility hub, as well as the systems engineering management plan with the City of Dublin. So we've been working with your city staff. Sai is amazing, Pratush is amazing. So we've been meeting with them regularly. My last note is just in your packet, you've got your monthly statistics for the month of November. And you have a look ahead to your committee items for January through May, closing out this fiscal year. And with that, I will stop talking and I can answer any questions. Thank you.
Any questions of the executive director? Thank you for your complete and exhaustive and thorough report, Ms. Wagner. I appreciate it. Just an editorial comment on the SAV project. In my opinion, just one, we're kind of at use it or lose it time frame. It's been a long time. I'd like to see us make progress or else kind of cross it off our plate. That's just me. So I'm hopeful that Nathan, you can quickly become an expert, but also progress this to the next step. Any meaningful, reportable progress would be much appreciated. Just my opinion. No other questions or comments on that item. Our next meeting is scheduled for February 6th, 2023. With that, we are adjourned. Julie and Evan, great first meeting. Well done.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.